Hey folks, Brian. Apologies for the whole audio piece. For some reason my headset's mic's not working with my camera again. So a little echo from the room. We got to play in Elderath finally after weeks and weeks and weeks. Although the party did have a previous session that I was not able to attend, in which an event occurred dealing with Stealth. Stealth. I call her Samantha, but that's because I've got some background with the GM and a previous character I played named Samantha. Anyway, so this session we introduce a new player and his character. He's a ranger. He's a liaison from Kirk, and I was metagaming too much, trying to get him spun up to us kind of thing. But as we role played through the session, and Runt was saying, "Hey, we don't know this guy. He could be a spy or an assassin, you know that kind of thing. How do we know he's really a ranger? Let's test him out and all that kind of stuff." I kind of backed up, saying, "Okay, yeah, let's just run him through all the strange things we've gone through, see how he reacts." And my intent was to take him to the moat house, show him through there some of the stuff, the where the goblins were and that kind of thing, and where the well, we called it a vampire. I forgot what the GM called them, but these undead things. And then to the gate. And then at the gate, we were going to show him different places we've been. In second thoughts, what we probably should have done is just gone to the church and got through the gate there. But I want to say that Krim still has the leaf. So we've got to get to the temple to get the leaf to actually get the church gates to work, show them the places we've been there. What a mess. Well, anyway, so we're headed to the moat house. There's that camping area just outside, and while we're there, Wes notices up in the sky starship battling, Nova gun fire in the night sky. So he points it out to everybody, and we see one of the ships takes massive damage because it comes flying down out of the sky. So there's this meteor that crashes to the south and east into the far desert to the south. It's kind of where I figure it probably end up landing. Okay, so we have to check this out. And of course there's Nova gun fire and starships and stuff. So there's a couple of rolls for the new character to see if he awakens, kind of deal. But so next morning we head back to Hamlet, and there's an encounter en route. Undead wolves, and because of some of the magic system modifications that we have dealing with knowledge in the list as opposed to skill in the list, dealing with timing for how long it takes to actually cast essence spells. Wes can't cast any spells in less than 3 rounds. And so as a player, I kind of backed off of that, but I was looking at one of my lists, which is a druid base list, Nature's Wrath, which has a handful of instantaneous spells that then can modify your next attack. And there's various levels. There's Nature's Wrath 1, 2, and 3, so that's +5, +10, and +15. But then there's Nature's Fury or something where you do double damage. No bullets to hit, but there's double damage. And so Wes is playing with, okay, if I cast this instantaneous spell, can I still attack that round? Well, it's a utility spell, so yes, you can. Go! So he starts experimenting with that. So he casts Nature's Wrath 3. So he gets a +15% to hit and does +3 damage. And he It was just a normal attack. He was surprised by the whole wolf attack thing and, changing in defense. And the first reaction was, okay, cast sleep 7, try to get them all, but, undead don't have a natural sleep. So there's a whole round missed out. Drawing weapons, casting the spell and doing an attack. He's being attacked by 2 wolves. He's dodging. Thank you, Dylan. Because Dylan can dodge. Wes can't, but Dylan can. And so experiment with, this kind of thing happens. And he's got the Zig Rapier that he's enchanted as his staff, a lesser staff. So it's, a +4 weapon now. And so I know that the magic's going to be able to do some damage to this wolf, but his parrying dagger, which has the silvered dwarven runes kind of thing on it, because silver should have an effect on the undead. So he did that +3 thing with the dagger, I believe, for a second attack. Actually, switch it to a first attack because it's the next attack it happens with the spell. So spell, first attack, dagger on strike rank 6, and then he can actually get a second attack with his rapier on 11. So he does some damage, but he knows it's not as much damage as he thought he should have done. So he tried the Nature's Fury, the double damage one, the next round. Same thing with the dagger. And the same sort of feeling, okay, you didn't do nearly as much damage as I thought you should have done. Okay, so we won't worry about that. He starts doing the Nature's Fury with the rapier, right? And so he does these attacks. He always thrusts with his weapons, because that's his style. Impaling. And he's got the Elvish fencing skill, which the same thing with like horseback riding attack with the weapon, you take the lower 2 skills, right, to get that effect. So his Elvish fencing is at 50%. So if he rolls 50 or less, a normal attack becomes a special attack. And there were a couple of impales he got, an actual impale with his rapier. And the wolf got a dodge or a special dodge, which then decreased his attack success level from a special to a regular. But a regular under 50% becomes a special. So he's doing these impales with his rapier, doing double damage. So he's doing 2d6 plus 32 with these impales. It was horrendous. He started taking wolves out left and right, saved the party, because one of the party members had actually no magic at all and went down with a leg bite. Another party member got a bite from one of the wolves and started sucking his strength. That's what they're doing now. Runt has got that +3 anti undead dagger thing, so he was taking out wolves too. So between the 2 of us, we finished up, but I could tell that our heavy fighter paladin guy was a little upset that the wimpy wizard was doing so much massive damage every round. But it's a combination of magic and skill. He's a fighter magic user. Leave him alone. Maybe his ears are starting to point. Oh, anyway, let's see what else happened after the fight. Okay, so we get back to Hamlet. We meet up with our friends. We have the gate back to the islands where our ship is, and so we do some communication. Hey, we really need the ship. So if you guys can finish up, how long is it going to take you to finish up what you're doing? Because they were doing actual maintenance repairs kind of thing. And they gave us, rough number 2 weeks kind of thing. Okay, come on, guys. Can you speed that up? Because we've got to get out to the desert and see what's going on with this thing. That's where we pretty much ended the session with a bunch of discussion on that kind of thing. On how do we get there? We talked about taking horses and how many days and weeks and how many supplies you're going to bring in the desert. 300 miles in the desert is a long ways, that kind of thing. And that's when we came to, okay, we got to get the ship. And our friend's gate can take us right to the ship, so that our unindoctrinated partner will not be well, then see the kind of stuff that the islands in the city actually can do and have. So that's kind of the plan going forward. We'll see how things roll out. I did try to record. For some reason, it wasn't recording my voice initially. So I had to stop it at one point and reinitiate it. So there's at least some of the live play in there if you're into that kind of thing. Happy gaming.